Heute ist Halloween und deswegen reagieren wir auf gruselige Memes.
In
Let's go.
life, where headphones wires keep twisting together, is it a coincidence that 97,000 kilometers long blood vessels never get tangled?
Brudi, da sind Muskeln und Knochen und so Zeug dazwischen. Ja, das war jetzt nicht lustig, das war nur
You
dumm.
discover
War
you
nicht
can
gruselig.
talk to and summon spirits.
Alles klar.
You summon one, and they appear, before you brutalized and beaten.
Alles klar, Mr. Incredible
She
hier.
pleads with you not to send her back.
Ach du Scheiße, hier passiert.
You ask her what happens after you die, and she begins to cry.
Oh mein Gott, was ist jetzt los?
She asks if you know what Gehenna is, and you tell her no.
Das
She
ist Incredible
describes
Face
horrific
dann.
torture and brutalization. She says God is angry.
Wieso, was haben wir denn getan,
She
Alter?
tells you God damns every single soul, because of the way humanity warps their words for evil.
Klar. Weil es kann ja auch jeder was dafür, dass Menschen so, kann ich nicht einfach...
She begs you not to send her back, to let her roam Earth. She tells you ghosts and escaped souls, and she wishes to be one. You set her free out of a deep sadness for her story. She reveals her horns. You have unshackled a demon. There will be blood on your hands.
Oh
Even if not everyone is damned, you certainly now are.
oh. Und jetzt ist ein anderes Gesicht. Okay, das war jetzt
When you're
doof.
5 seconds from dying in a car accident.
Anschläft.
When
Ah.
you're
Patrick. Patrick ist im Auto eingeschlafen. Na toll.
5 seconds from dying in a plane crash.
Oh, jetzt ist Patrick nicht eingeschlafen, nur für der Pilot.
When it's been 1 week since you've been released from your 20-year prison sentence for a crime you did not commit.
Okay. Was soll das Gesicht darstellen? Bisher noch nicht so gruselig, das
You
Video.
lose all hope when you realize there are 5 people tied up on the opposite train tracks.
Oh shit, okay, das ist dann blöd. Ja, Cherry wird jetzt sterben. Oder vielleicht schafft auch jemand einfach irgendwie anders den Zug aufzuhalten, aber
You get ready for your LASIK surgery.
was für ein Ding?
Zombie fans when a zombie apocalypse finally starts, but instead of being an instantaneous overnight disaster, it's an exponentially building plague that destroys society and everything they know and love over the course of several weeks.
Hä, was? Zombie-Apokalypse ist gar nicht so wie ein Film, sondern eher wie Corona, Alter? Das kann doch nicht sein. Nee, das immerhin ein bisschen scary, was geht um Zombies.
You've been trying to make it back to camp, but all you have to light the way is your camera flash.
Was bist du denn?
You've been researching a series of anomalous earthquakes across North America when you get a radio message from one of your superiors.
Also, was geht hier wieder ab?
Get out. It isn't geological, it's biological.
Ach du Scheiße, das wird ein SCP unter der Erde. Okay, warum ist das
You are
schwarz
the
jetzt?
new guy in class. Friend circles exist already. Finding your way in there is rather hard. You're mostly alone, but don't really mind it. The popular girl in class comes up.
Ich wollte gerade sagen, ich kann relaten, aber dann steht hier, da kommt der Popular Girl, Alter.
You randomly. Everyone has their obvious crush on her. What does she want? She's actually friendly and open to you.
Yay!
She chats a bit with you, and you find out you have a few things in common, even sharing a favorite musician. You exchange contacts with her. You're not really alone anymore, and made your first friend. A few weeks passed by, and she's as keen as
Aber wie
usual.
glücklich der
You
ist,
chat a
Alter.
lot. You laugh a lot. You don't think too much into this,
Das-
and enjoy her company.
Das wird
You
nicht
two
gut
grab
enden,
the
Digga. Das
coffee
sind
after
scary
school.
Memes hier.
You walk her to her
Die
home
werden so
to make sure she gets
Monster
there
und
safely.
sowas.
Next day at school, people are weird. They stare, they laugh, they point at you. They all laugh at their phones.
Was
The
hat sie
always
getan?
soaking girl too, standing with her friends, laughing
Nein,
like
was
the
hat sie hier
others.
angestellt, Alter?
She played you.
Der kann ich lesen.
She gathered all your cringe messages and spread them in the
Warum ist all your cringe messages in Dings, in Quotations?
group chat. They laugh at your feelings. They laugh at your thoughts. They won't stop laughing at you.
Ja,
They'll
das
make
ist,
fun of you.
das ist eine ganz normale Situation aus irgendeinem Grund. Weiß auch nicht, warum das normal ist, aber das ist irgendwie
The
normal.
entire time you are at this school, you don't reply. You play deaf, but they find it amusing. Teachers won't help. Your bullies say sorry. That's it. They keep going. Have fun at school. I got hired as a caretaker for a wealthy couple's dogs while they're away on vacation. They offer me a drink and detail my list of duties.
Okay. Nichts Besonderes.
They show me to the room they keep the dogs, but there are no dogs here, nor anything at all, and I'm starting to feel strange. I
das,
haven't eaten in days and they won't stop beating me.
okay, was soll ist jetzt los?
Your arm starts to itch.
Blöd.
It continues for weeks on end.
Blöd.
You go to the doctor, you feel in good hands.
Naja, ist er wäre glücklich, Alter.
He diagnoses you with lymph
Oh
cancer
nein.
spread through your entire
Das
arm.
ist nicht gut.
Your arm must be amputated.
Scheiße, Alter, was?
Even with no arm, the itch is still there, but you can't and will never be able to scratch it again. The itch will forever taunt you.
Ach du Scheiße, er ist gestorben, Alter, was geht jetzt?
When the girl I trapped in my basement for a 57-hour lecture on why the ocean is cool begs me for water. Am I finally getting tough?
Was? Warum sperrst du ein Girl ein, um über einen weil wer ist der Typ da unten, Digga?
Point of view. It's 5:35 a.m. 5 minutes after you read the message. I know you're awake, written on your wall. You finally build up enough courage to run to the door. Unfortunately, you have made too much movement. You hear it quickly arise from under your bed.
Was ist das denn für ein Ding, Alter? Okay. Keine Ahnung, was abgeht, aber ich glaube, die Person ist jetzt tot.
My face when I try out my real life save state device that I can use to quick save during my life, so that in case I die, it can load me back to that point. I will experience a fatal heart attack in approximately 8 seconds.
Ja. Und wie willst du dann deinen Heart Attack verhindern, Alter? Sonst macht das ja auch keinen Sinn.
Me falling through a portal indefinitely, because if anyone attempted to pull me out I would hit the ground at a high enough velocity to instantly kill me.
Das ist doch aber sicher irgendwie, kann es sicher irgendwie die Portale so umbauen, dass man dann irgendwie langsamer wird, oder? So, warum passiert die Scheiße eigentlich an Weihnachten?
They all blocked you, your friends, your family. You'll never know why, because nobody made a single attempt to get your side of the story. You will be alone forever without a clue as to what you've done.
Aber kannst du nicht einfach zu deiner Familie nach Hause gehen, Digga? Und die fragen? Na gut, bei SpongeBob weiß man, was er getan hat. Er existiert, das hat er getan.
1/4 inch bigger on the inside, that on the outside.
Warte.
Why is it bigger? Why is it bigger? Why is it bigger?
Was?
When the alien invaders finally exterminated the last human resistance cell, they
Ja, blöd.
proceeded to target more primitive life forms on Earth for study. The creatures that humans call chimps are similar to them, and should be of no difficulty to apprehend. And look, he's being friendly.
Wo ist das gruselig? Hey, die Aliens haben Menschen getötet, okay. Gruselig. Und jetzt versucht sich bei Schimpansen. Guck mal, die Schimpansen sind sogar fröhlich. Mann.
You find a cool looking cylinder and bring it home in your back pocket.
Ja. Ey, ich habe irgendwas auf der Straße gefunden. Lass mal das einfach mit nach Hause nehmen. Immer eine gute Idee, Tom.
You take some pictures of it, but they come out weird.
Das klingt so magisch
You
oder
start to
irgendwas.
feel nauseous and vomit. You notice there's blood in it.
Was?
You've never felt this sick before. Your whole family seems affected.
Okay. Auch nicht.
Me
Weiß
going
auch
on
nicht, was das wieder
distressing
sein
memes at
sollte.
night to get a little spook, only to end up with a sleepless night of existential dread.
Ja, so wird das bei euch wahrscheinlich jetzt sein, wenn ihr dieses Video sehen werdet. Jetzt ist ja noch nicht so
The gun store
existential, aber
watching me take a single 12-gauge shell out of my pocket after being handed a shotgun.
will jetzt den Store Owner
Dead
erschießen.
people, afterlife, nothingness. As an immortal, you aren't scared of messing with the cartel.
Wer bist du denn?
They chain you to a chair and toss you into the asphalt pit.
Oh. Aber das ist nicht gut dann. Ding schwimmt da irgendwie im Wasser und da schwarz drauf gemalt. Okay.
Point of view. Your immune system found out your eyes exist.
Ja, Point of View und dann ist das schwarz, weil dann würden die Augen zerstören und dann bist du blind. Ja, wow, aber das passiert ja nicht, weil sonst wäre das schon passiert, I guess. Ich war noch nicht, weil ich hier wieder laber. Ich sollte
You are
einfach
happy
gar
as you
nichts
see
labern.
how excited your dog is when you get ready for your trip to Yellowstone National Park.
Und was passiert dann? Der Yellowstone explodiert oder was?
While getting out of the car, you failed to hold your dog back as he jumped out of the car and ran straight into one of the boiling hot lakes. You can do nothing but watch as he
Der Hund hat einfach Minecraft KI plötzlich bekommen. Das kann so wieder gar nicht mehr erzählen. Natürlich denkt der Hund so, oh wow, da ist so ein Wasser, da springe ich jetzt einfach rein. Und jetzt vorher zu testen, ob das nicht vielleicht gefährlich sein könnte.
in agony, dying one of the most painful deaths imaginable.
Ah ja, passiert, ja, ganz genau so, wenn man eine Reaction auch.
You're a judge who granted sole custody of 3 children to this man's ex-wife earlier today.
Oh oh.
20-year-old me jumping into a small lake my friends have found.
Auch keine gute Idee.
30-year-old accepting the fact that I'll never move without a wheelchair due to my past mistakes.
Was? Also, war der See jetzt nicht tief genug oder ist er aus 3 Kilometern Höhe da reingefallen? Was ist da passiert, Alter?
When the asteroid takes us out of orbit.
Was ist da
In
los?
nature, predators often camouflage themselves from prey, like the copperhead or the trapdoor spider
Ja,
and
faktisch. Ne?
others.
Was ist denn das jetzt?
Point of view. You're 93 years old. You don't know where you are right now, but a woman just came into your room. She says she's your daughter, but you've never seen her in your whole
Ja gut, der
life.
Mensch ist
Actually, I don't
gruselig.
think I've known anyone before. That's strange. Where am I again? Whatever, I'll suppose I'll just head to my bee. Oh my, there's a young lady next to me who seems to be upset. What's wrong, young woman?
Warum hat sie kein Gesicht?
When you die and arrive in heaven, only to be ordered by angels to join countless souls in the eternal construction of chains to restrain God.
SpongeBob.
I feel like
Nee,
eating
SpongeBob
some
hat
beef
verdient, Alter.
today. Clueless. 131 days left.
Okay, das ist schon wieder nicht mehr gut.
I've been feeling really distant, sad and melancholic lately, as if I was always tired.
Nein.
54 days left. It's been weeks since I've had a good night's rest. It's so hard to sleep when they are all around you.
Alter. Was jetzt passiert?
When your eyelids meet.
Ich glaube, er hätte das Steak nicht essen sollen.
I cannot hear.
Perfekt.
I can barely move, and I must scream. 0 days left.
Okay, er ist
What
tot.
you just witnessed was a classic case of Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, formerly known as the mad cow disease.
Dann wollen wir das
It
alles
is
verlangen.
transmitted
Ach, so
by
kann ich mal.
prions, which are
So, mach weiter. Machen wir mal hier ein bisschen still.
faulty proteins that multiply inside of your brain, taking over, tearing holes into it, and ceasing all of its vital functions. The disease is most commonly transmitted by eating the meat of cows with said disease.
Ja. Ich fress nur Chickens.
Live in any of the areas marked as dark green.
Ist Deutschland da noch drauf? Ich weiß nicht. Das sieht dunkelgrün oder hellgrün. Also wenn ihr in den USA lebt oder in Spanien, Frankreich, UK, dann isst keine Kühe.
Here's a friendly reminder that you might not live to see next year. You thought being hanged and immediately decapitated as part of your town's annual rituals would lead to a glorious afterlife in paradise, but your brain refused to rot away. The proteins preserved well enough to still elicit immune response, and your mind refused to let go. Instead, you were buried and refused to rot away for 3,000 years. And then, the scientists found you. Heralded as a miracle, they began to examine you with their tools. Their sharp tools.
So was immer so random shit. So plötzlich so, ja, du bist plötzlich unsterblicher. Passiert halt, ne?
My furry friend sent me a package. I haven't heard from him since he tried on the fursuit I got for him.
Oh, das kann schon wieder nicht gut werden.
Wow, he got me my very own fursuit. I'm not a furry, but it'd be rude of me to not try it on. I'm kind of excited. I'm still alive, but I can't move. I'm having trouble breathing and my stomach feels weird.
Was ist da schon wieder
After
passiert?
finishing my bedtime prayer, when I suddenly hear the tormented voice of my deceased grandfather, go live your life in sin. Enjoy life while you can. Everybody goes to hell and burns for all eternity anyway.
Was?
The paint is slowly killing you.
Woher will der wissen, dass alle? Egal.
You've been taken from your home and shoved into a painted shell.
Was bist du schon
With
wieder?
your brothers, who are also wearing those ugly and unnatural shells. You can feel the fumes choking you. The
Oh.
paint is starting to flake off. The paint is falling into your mouth. There is no hope.
Was? Also du bist so ein Krebs. Was? So habe ich noch nie gesehen, Digga. Seit wann machen Leute bemalen die Teile als Panzer für.
Was?
Auch diese Memes, wo man Tier ist, sind ja auch irgendwie viel weniger scary, weil das halt weniger relatable ist, weil. Ne, klar, das ist jetzt, du bist jetzt unverwundbar und du bist jetzt unsterblich und plötzlich schmeißt dich das Kartell in den Asphalt. Klar, das ist natürlich auch nicht so relatable, aber ich meine, komm, egal.
When you wake up unexpectedly and they aren't able to render the simulation in time.
Oh.
When you thought you were going to have easy prey, but instead you got captured and turned into a pet/slave by this human with a lot of messed up fetishes.
Oh Gott. Ey, die arme Ziege. Also, Menschen sind halt gefährlich. Also, Tipp an alle Tiere da draußen. Ich bin mir ziemlich sicher, dass Tiere meine Videos schauen. Was mache ich hier? Haltet euch einfach von Menschen fern, ja. Das ist das Beste für euch.
When it's been nearly a week in the backrooms, but there is no entities. You can't no-clip to other levels. No settlements or travelers like the wiki said. It's just the unending loneliness. The distant sounds that you aren't sure are real and the constant buzzing driving you crazy.
Warum passiert diese Scheiße immer SpongeBob? Ich meine, die Best von SpongeBob.
They were based on your favorite cartoons and looked like them too. You could hear their voices in your head and they'd comfort you while you were being abused. Sometimes they'd say they'd be here instead when things got really bad and you'd black out for hours, days, or weeks at a time.
Okay.
Come to think of it, other than that, you remember almost nothing about your childhood at all.
Keine Ahnung.
Deciding that, whatever that was, it doesn't matter because you're a safe and happy adult now.
Yay.
Therapist. So, have you ever heard of dissociative identity disorder?
Nee, aber ich habe auch keine Ahnung, was hier los ist.
Blood to prank my girlfriend.
Aha.
Girlfriend walks in on her phone. I thought you said you were gonna kill him tomorrow.
Oh, das ist nicht gut.
After my wife assaulted me. Police. She's like half your size. There's no way she did that. Me.
Was bei dem?
Discover the Higgs field using the Large Hadron Collider. To find out how the Higgs field gives atoms their mass. 3. Decide to give the Higgs field a push to the true vacuum
Tu's
state.
nicht. Oh. Er hat mal kurz die gesamte Realität zerstört. Nice.
That feeling when you're watching some dude's live stream and he gets off the phone and goes, hey guys, I guess that's it.
Will ich Game Over committen oder was?
You really should change the batteries on the CO detector. It's fine. I'll do it tomorrow.
Oh. Jetzt ist er tot.
Today's the day.
Blöd.
Today's the day you get to find out what's on the other side. Today's the day you get to be free of this place 13 years on death row. You'd volunteer to go to hell, just for a change of scenery. As the CO walks you to the execution chamber, you think about your life, your successes, your failures, things you wish you'd done differently. But as they start to inject you, you only have one thought going through your head. I hope they find the guy that actually did it.
Alter. SMG4 hat ja auch eine Episode darüber gemacht, Mario on Death Row. Das war jetzt halt nur so, ja. Aus Versehen haben die irgendwie Obama geschlagen und dann, ja, sind die halt an Death Row gekommen und dann haben Swag und Melanie die rauskriegen müssen und da mussten die nicht 10 Jahre warten, ne? Die haben da direkt da und dann haben die direkt ihr Fressen bekommen und dann hat Mario sein ganzes Fressen und dann haben sie die aber befreit und Mario war ganz traurig, dass es sein Essen nicht mehr hatte. Und dann haben sie Mr. Monitor in die Luft gesprengt und das war so eine kranke Folge, Alter.
Hey MacArthur, what can I do for? I'm gonna get right to the point, Truman. I need 50 nooks to drop along the Korean border. MacArthur was a goofy little dude, a quirked up white boy, a hecking wholesome special guy.
Ah ja, super wholesome.
My intestine itches. Panic. Don't worry, I'll scratch it. Calm. Don't worry, I'll scratch it. Panic. My face when I learned the uncanny valley is likely just a leftover instinct from when we shared the earth with Neanderthals. The disappointment from a lack of mimic-like hunter of humanity somehow overrides the fear of such a thing existing.
Was? Was? Ist das nicht rassistisch jetzt?
Forced to face the truth. Illusion of safety.
Nein.
You've been running for hours and can still hear them. You cannot escape the four-dimensional.
Was dafür, dass wir
Grab
was
that
für
cop's gun.
Fortschritt?
It's right there. It would be so easy.
Nein, tu's nicht, Digga. Warum würde man das tun?
Can't wait to explore my first cave. Man, this is fun. I can't breathe. It's getting tighter.
Ah.
My bones are snapping.
Was ist da passiert? Ist die Höhle über ihm eingestürzt oder? Der ist da in diese Trichter reingeklettert und dann ist irgendwie er zerquetscht worden. So funktioniert das nicht, Digga. Irgendwann wäre nicht weitergekommen. Was ist da passiert, Alter?
Point of view. Me on vacation in Mexico confronting a local because he stared at me. Also me 3 hours later.
Das,
Me meets a nice and pretty girl. Also that girl. After I fall asleep during our first sleepover.
ja. Was,
You see,
das ist tatsächlich gruselig, Alter. Warum ist da ein Mensch bei mir? Also, was? Hä? Und außerdem, warum war da dieses Bild von Jeff the Killer als Anime-Girl, Alter?
first deer while hunting. It smashes its own head open on a rock and starts licking its brain matter.
Ja, kennt man, was halt so ein
The year is 2043.
so
Humans have figured out a way to keep you alive without your body as a form of torture.
ja,
You're
auch
only the
so.
nervous system. You exist, but you can't see, hear, feel, or scream. You only have your thoughts, and they're getting crazier every day. You continue to live in agony for the rest of your life.
Okay, aber wo würde sowas passieren, Digga? In China oder wahrscheinlich in China. Woanders würde man sowas nicht machen, Digga.
When that car behind you took the same turn as you for the 4th time.
Ich glaube, das ist nicht gut. Also kein Plan, was bei diesen Memes abgeht, Alter.
Malfunction. Your time machine breaks and you go out to
Oh,
gather
that's
supplies
not
in
good.
some forest. At night,
Right.
you come across what looks like a warped tree and decide to inspect it up close with your flashlight.
Keine gute Idee.
You realize there is no bark on it, but fur
Oh,
instead. You hear 2 clops from above you.
Okay. Das war das erste Meme, was wirklich richtig scary war, Alter. What the fuck? Digga, das Meme ist echt gruselig. Also ernsthaft, Digga, das war das erste Meme. Ich hatte richtig Angst. Ja, also nicht Angst, Digga. Das war eher so ein Jumpscare, aber ihr wisst, was ich meine, Alter. Stell dir vor, du reist einfach in die Vergangenheit. Gut, das ist auch nicht so relatable. Kennt man, wer aber so in die Vergangenheit reist. Aber dann ist er plötzlich so scheiß Quetzalcoatlus, Alter. Also der Typ ist auf jeden Fall auch tot, Digga. Oh mein Gott, was soll das? Das ist das erste Meme, was tatsächlich gruselig war. Wow.
You live in a small, quiet town in 1985 USA.
Okay.
A young man just came out gay. You don't understand, so you and your friends bully him.
Kennt man?
You heard gunfire. Not even his family is sad. In fact, they're happy.
Ich meine, was soll ich sagen? Das war damals normal. Auch by the way 1985, Alter. Das war halt Mario Bros. Rausgekommen ist, ne? Super Mario Bros. Ist rausgekommen und damals sah die Welt noch so aus, ne? Das ist auch krass, ne? Auch nicht
My
wirklich
face
scary.
when I wake up to the sound of an airplane getting louder and louder. The nearest airport is 282 miles away.
Oh. Entweder der ist in einem Krieg oder das Dings, wie heißt's? Airplane crasht gleich in sein Haus. Beides ist ungut und wahrscheinlich nicht sehr überlebbar.
Pro-war. Mother duckers when their legs are blown off, and they scream for their mother.
Oh.
She will not come, and they died for nothing.
Ha. Ja, es sieht so aus, als wäre das doch nicht so gut gewesen mit dem Krieg, ha?
Point of view. You're a child welfare social worker and a strange girl is brought to your attention, who you and your coworkers think has
Was geht ab? Oh.
You soon find out that she was locked in a room for 13 years, bound to a crib with no interaction or stimulation, and has a cognitive level of a 1-year-old.
Yes. Ja, und dann haben die Wissenschaftler gedacht, okay, das ist absolut furchtbar, das sollte nicht passieren. Aber jetzt, wo es passiert ist, können wir ja gucken, ob wir die dann irgendwie noch, ob wir die immer noch lesen und schreiben und sprechen und so beibringen können. Das war so Experiment, so mäßig. Also, weiß nicht, so.
Ohio is funny. No, Ohio isn't funny at all. There is microplastics in your blood that can break your brain barrier.
Oh.
Big companies are responsible for 70% of pollution worldwide.
Okay. Das ist jetzt komplett unrelated zu Ohio, aber okay. What the fuck? Ey, Ohio ist lustig. Nein, Ohio ist nicht lustig. Ich weiß nicht mehr, was an Ohio überhaupt lustig sein soll. Das ist doch einfach nur irgendein Staat. Irgendwo in Amerika. Ja gut, Harambe hat da gelebt. Aber ansonsten weiß ich auch nicht, was dort abgeht. Warum denken Leute, das ist so ein magischer Ort, wo Aliens sind und Portale in andere Dimensionen oder Ohio selber ist eine andere Dimension? Oder
keine Ahnung, was bei Mario in Ohio auch abging. Keine Ahnung, was da wieder los war.
Point of view. The weather has been particularly nasty all week. You work from home, so haven't left your house for 3 days. Suddenly you hear scratching on the door. Scratching, crying, and whimpering. It sounds like your mother, but that can't be. She died years ago. You of all people ought to know. Because it was you who buried her in the backyard.
Okay, also ist sie jetzt ein Zombie. Auch er so überhaupt keine Angst, also so, was? Was?
All the calculations were correct. The ship
Nice.
was perfectly capable of traveling through folded space. But unfortunately, the human psyche was not.
Oh,
When you're in the park pushing your newborn in a stroller and suddenly a man with a hat asks, password, and you jokingly respond apples, before he hands you a bag that contains 12 kilograms of Peruvian cocaine, and hurriedly jogs away.
in was für eine Situation ist er reingeraten? So, warum geht dieser Typ einfach zu jemandem so, ey, was ist das Passwort? So, hä? Müsste der nicht irgendwie zu dem Typ gehen, der das haben will, oder was? Also, falls ihr checkt, was da abgeht, dann schreibt es gerne in die Kommentare. Ach, was rede ich hier? Schreibt ihr was in die Kommentare.
Japanese scientists in the 1930s finding out that babies tend to die when you dunk them in liquid nitrogen.
Wirklich jetzt? Komisch. Richtig komisch. Ja, auch nur so, was? Was? Der ist gestorben? Wie ist das denn passiert? Ah ja.
I witnessed the end of the human race.
Oh.
I saw their cities crumble to dust. My friends, gone for 100,000 years. Why don't
Oh.
you let me die?
Woody. Warum ist da Woody? Hier, Post-Apocalyptic Shit und dann ist da einfach Woody.
Tell you like her best friend, the creature that's been stalking you for quite some time and will kill the girl if you let her into your life. You.
Das ist super scary, das ist einfach Entity 303. Ich weiß by the way auch nicht, warum da Batgirl und Supergirl waren, aber es interessiert doch eigentlich
Finally
keinen.
die after months of torture by the enemy, only to wake up to someone saying it worked.
What worked?
You should never have gone outside. The humans are now torturing and beating you with stones and sticks. You hear somebody starting a fire as you're placed in a bag. I'm not bad luck.
Ja, das war nicht so geile Cutscene
Create a
im
machine
Mittelalter.
that makes you smarter. Step 2.
Ah.
Use it.
Okay.
Step 3. Get a brain tumor instead.
Whoops.
Does innocence use?
Oh.
Waking up from clinical death. There is no heaven nor emptiness. Only constant inhuman horrors. I must choose whether to give people a false hope of a heaven or reveal the dark reality that awaits us all.
Der arme Hund, Alter.
I once saw the face of God, a vast and sudden silence among the noisy heavens. That evening I dreamt I listened to one side of a conversation I should not have overheard. I do not watch the skies and more. I do not look up.
Was?
My face when I try to commit suicide, but instead of dying I leave myself in a near-vegetative state watching as the family that once loved me grows to resent me. We make the most
Okay.
important discovery in
Macht das
astrophysics ever.
wirklich?
It's staring at you.
Oh, ich glaub.
It's coming to Earth.
Oh,
You have no power
oh.
to stop it.
Aber wie ist das denn nett, Alter? Das
Your
sagt ihr
son has
bisher?
been depressed.
Bisher war sie aber nur, oh wow, das sind Aliens. Was guckst du so? Oh, jetzt kommen sie. Bisher gab es ja noch keine Implications, die irgendwie böse sind, also. Na gut. Außer, dass sie halt komisch gucken, aber.
Resentful and rebellious. He says he wants to go to therapy, but what he really needs is some of that old school parenting your father gave you. After all, it made you the man you are. The next time he opens it.
Was? Ey, yo, ich hab Depression, okay? Ich brauch Therapie. No, Therapie brauchen wir nicht, Digga. Wir brauchen nur, Parenting.
Mouth, you'll put an end to that new age snowflake attitude. Why can't he just be the little boy you loved?
Aber
This was
das
supposed to
Dino.
make him stronger. You didn't mean to hit him that hard, but you just lost control.
Oh, oh.
Cradling him and begging for him to wake up for what must have been hours you realized. He has always been that little boy.
Ja, du hast schon gekillt, Digga.
Beat you for
Toll
hostage
gemacht.
situation. Do you think we are ducking around? Bang, bang, bang. Eerie silence. I'm sure they're fine.
Ja, bestimmt.
After being rejected from normal society and your direct peers, you've been pushed into the virtual world of gaming. There you can be whatever you want.
Ja.
But that
Normal.
damn black load screen appears, and you see your own reflection again in the screen. It dawns on you, what you are there will never exist here.
Ist jetzt auch
The
nicht
girl you
gruselig?
like, her father, her brother, her ex, the creature stalking her for 4 years since the accident that altered her life forever. You.
Was machst du, Alter? Was war da für ein Accident vor 4 Jahren? Und warum stalkt er sie seither? Was ist los?
Point of view. Reincarnation is
Das. Also die meisten Termins waren nicht gruselig. Da gab es doch super viele Memes, die keinen Sinn ergeben. Und dann gab es halt das mit dem Dino. Das war kein Dino, aber das mit der Zeitmaschine, okay. Okay, du bist der
I
Qualle.
pointed the gun to the bastard who killed my wife. After all, he won't know anything. He was only born a few minutes ago.
Okay. Warum ist so dunkel im
After half an
Krankenhaus?
hour of chase, the suspect finally pulls out of the car and runs into a house. You and your squad head in, and when you see him leaning out from behind the door, assault rifle in hand, you quickly fire, putting the suspect down. Shortly after, you hear a bedroom door open and a boy calling dad.
Oh, also das ist
I see a man chasing after a woman and
traurig,
child while
aber nicht
screaming.
gruselig.
I manage to take him down and call the police.
Yay.
A bit after the police arrive, everyone gets mad at you. It
Confused.
turns out he was the father and didn't know the woman who was dragging his toddler away. The child is now missing. You helped a kidnapper take away someone's child.
Gut, das hätte auch keiner
Even the
wissen
blood
können, ne?
virus, my Jehovah Witness parents. They won't let me have a transfusion. That could save me.
Oh. Ja. Ich weiß nicht, was bei Jehovah so abgeht, aber anscheinend, ich bin mir auch sicher, dass die so glücklich danach sein werden.
The voices are getting louder.
Okay, und
Point
die
of view.
töten
You've been
Leute, hä?
forced to
Was?
turn to crime to provide for your family.
Diese Memes machen alle und die keinen Sinn, sind auch nicht
Only
gut.
for Spider-Man to web you to the side of the building and leave.
Ja, normaler Tag in New York. Ich weiß jetzt nicht, was daran so krass ist.
No one's come to get you down, and the webs are beginning to dissolve.
Oh. Warte mal, also, nix, egal. Scheiße, ne? Du wirst jetzt sterben. Ciao. Aber war auch so hoch wie das Empire State Building, oder was denn noch so hoch war das Empire State Building?
When you learn the cosmic death fungus is real and our species was doomed centuries ago because of some pigeons in a cave.
Was?
Starting to feel good about your life after years of struggle.
Yay.
It starts getting bad again.
Nein.
You can't put your mom through that again. Keep smiling.
Yay.
I had no choice. I didn't want to do it. But after seeing his happily wagging tail and his blood-covered face jog towards me, looking for praise, expecting me to call him a good for what he had
Was
just
hat er
done, I
heute
just
gemacht?
snapped. I killed him in cold blood,
Oh Gott.
emptied the entire magazine on him.
Was hat er-
I couldn't even recognize him afterwards. But I don't regret it. After seeing him eat the only joy I had left in my life, my only child alive.
Was? Ganz normale Situation, aber das ist noch ein Teil, weil das Kind auffrisst.
I have no regrets. I still hear the screams.
SpongeBob natürlich wieder.
Me watching the doctors trying to fix my broken leg and knowing that this will be their last day at work. They don't know what I am.
Was bist du denn?
Point of view. You closed your eyes for too long in the shower. It had a chance to sneak in.
Was ist denn jetzt wieder da?
Oh, that's a pile of bison skulls.
Oh,
I
yeah.
wanted to wipe out the Native American food source.
Shit.
And now they're about to be used for fertilizer.
Gruselig.
People believer.
Knochen.
Killing 1 + 1 + 1 + 1. People 1 person for every integer, resulting the infinite people dying, or do you do
Shit.
nothing? Allowing the trolley to kill 1 person for every real number? In both cases, infinite people die, but in the top case, the smallest possible infinity of people die,
Ah.
whereas in the bottom case, a larger infinity of people
Ja.
die. Some infinities
Weg
are
da. Können wir später angucken, was Luca da mit Sandra gemacht hat, oder was ist hier los?
bigger than other infinities. What do you do?
Das ist dann.
Some infinities are bigger than other infinities. What do you do?
Das ist dann doch einfach nur das ganz normale Trolley-Problem. Nur mal unendlich. Es ist ja immer noch, dass oben weniger Leute sterben als unten. Oder es findet halt jemand einfach einen Weg, um diesen bescheuerten Zug einfach in eine andere Weise aufzuhalten. Du kannst ja auch einfach. Keine Ahnung. Bestimmt. Die Memes, also werden ja generell für Amerikaner gemacht, weil die sind ja. Die meisten Leute, die Internet haben, sind ja aus Amerika. Ihr habt doch bestimmt eine Waffe rumliegen, ne? Schießt doch einfach auf den Zug. Oder irgendwie schießt auf. Oder ihr habt ein Messer dabei, ja. So, wenn es nur 1 oder 5 ist, dann schneidet halt den einen Typen los. So, keine Ahnung. Gibt so viele
Looking
andere
at the hacksaw in my
Situationen.
shed. I just received my draft letter in the mail and must now make a choice. I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it.
Was?
Oh, it's Mother Earth from 19.
Das heißt, der will sich jetzt hier. Der will hier jetzt was amputieren, damit er nicht mehr. Okay. Ja, in Amerika, ne? Wir alle lieben Amerika. Was ist hier wieder los?
90 experimental film begotten.
Okay.
Point of view. You look at the ultrasound, tears forming in your eyes. You told your wife that a smoking addiction would kill your baby. It seems she didn't listen.
Tja, das
When
Ist
your
auch
feet
nicht
have been
scary,
soaking in
sondern
salt water for
traurig.
24 hours straight, and you see the serial killer bring a goat into the room.
Okay, keine Ahnung, was mit ihm abgeht.
The year is
Adios.
1913. You are accused of adultery and confined to a Mongolian prison coffin in the desert sun. You prolong your suffering, pleading for scraps, hoping for a empathetic God to hear your prayers. A wealthy Western banker appears. Surely he will show mercy. You judge your withered hand pulling at the lock, pleading. I can't intervene, he says. He takes your picture and leaves you to your fate.
Was bei ihm
You're a
falsch?
regular kid, meeting the new neighbor.
Okay.
You ask him what he does for a living.
Immer noch
He
fröhlich?
makes movies. You like movies.
Yo.
Kid movies. He invites you
Yeah.
over. You
Yeah.
realize the kind of kid movies he makes.
Was denn für...
That feeling when you're casually scrolling down your feed and suddenly notice a bunch of people posting things, like I can't believe you're gone, and you will always be loved and remembered, on your best friend's page.
Oh. Ich glaube, das
Me watching an innocent Facebook live stream.
hat er wieder verpasst.
Hey guys, I guess that's it.
Nicht schon
It's
wieder
been
so
a
einer,
month.
der hier
You
wieder
thought the
Bemerkungen
rescued
machen
stray
will.
that used to meow at your door got a new owner and forgot you. But while cleaning your house, you understood why it started to hiss at you, didn't react to your pss, and stayed away from you at the very last day. It wanted you to hate her.
Okay.
The police.
Warte.
Are you two friends? Me. If I could talk. No.
Ah,
The
was?
man at the bar who drugged me, carrying my limp body to his car.
Was?
Yes.
Oh Gott.
When you've been losing a ton of weight and the one night stand calls to tell you why.
Oh.
You buy a new paintball gun.
Okay,
You
ist
decide to
Platoon
shoot
spielen?
it at a wasp nest to destroy it.
Nicht gut?
The wasps fly through your neighbor's open window and violently attack him.
Oh.
The neighbor dies from the wasp venom, and you get arrested for manslaughter. You are denied bail.
Ja. Das ist... Du schießt doch nicht einfach auf ein Wespennest. Das kannst du doch nicht bringen, bitte. Wow, ich hab jetzt meine Real-Life-Tattoo. Was soll ich jetzt machen? Oh mein Gott, da ist ein Bienennest. Ja, Wespennest. Egal. Ich schieße jetzt einfach mal ohne Grund drauf. Piu, 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 piu. Oh Mann, das machst du nicht. Warum?
Point of view. Reincarnation is real.
Das hatten wir schon.
Wow. Is this your room? It's so cool. Yay. Just make sure to close the bathroom window after midnight. It's already 12:14. Why shouldn't I?
Oh.
Teacher, you can't get jump scared by a still image. Me.
Was ist da los?
Shampoo. Rinse. Apply conditioner. Rinse.
Kennt man nicht?
Adaphrax News.
Was war das letzte schon wieder? Keine Ahnung. Das waren gruselige Memes? I guess? Das war irgendwie absolut nicht gruselig, aber... Ja, by the way, das Video war das Halloween-Special vom letzten Jahr. Egal. Ja, das waren keine gruseligen Memes. Ich würde mal sagen, tschüss.